And we're live! Hello everyone, welcome back to 998 Ways to TPK a Party. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you everyone for coming to Spelljammer 998. This is session 32. I believe it is the... Let me tell y'all the date real quick before we get rolling any further. Then I'll read y'all's stuff y'all did. The 12th of Sephiros. So just for shits and giggles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You all, it may not feel like it, you all have been together for about 5 months. So, haven't even known each other for half a year yet. You've bounced all over the galaxy and done all kinds of stuff together. It's been kind of neat. I'm all about it. Last week on Spelljammer 998, in an anxiety-filled session, you guys returned back to... So you guys started the session at Mantis HQ, where Demos did some identifying. He identified some items you guys picked up during the Zendrix expedition. One of them was the Ruby Weave Gem, which does some things for magical people, allows them to not need components for some things, allows them to pick spells off of other spell lists, and the Amethyst Lodestone, which has some gravity-ish powers, is how I'm going to put it. It does several things. I don't remember what all of them were. Eventually, Zephyr decided that he would like some new drip. So the group went shopping. Zephyr got a whole new outfit, not just drip, not just ice, the whole thing. A whole new vibe for Zephyr. He's now Goth Edward Elric, except he has both of his arms.
And stompy boots.
And stompy boots. Well, that was the most key part of Zephyr's outfit, was stompy boots. Anything else to add, Barb?
No, that's about it.
Stompy boots, her. While Zephyr, Demos, and Echo were shopping, Randy decided to slip away and go check on House Tarkin, and of course alerted Drix he would be doing so, and the Buggo Boys went off together to attempt to find, there's a process to find the current hideout, attempt to find House Tarkin, and were able to locate Marcus and Thora. After locating Marcus and Thora, they had some conversation with them, updated them on pretty much everything that y'all had been snooping into, aside from A1, since y'all are legally, contractually obligated, you can't tell people about A1, and Thora actually revealed to you guys that they had a little bit of trouble of their own. They had been finding intellect devourers scattered in some of their hideouts, particularly some in Marcus's room, Thora's room, and Randy's room. As they were leaving from this meeting, Randy had some backstory stuff that he took care of while he was there, and as they were leaving, Drix and his kind of, I don't know if any of you know this, but Drix's fighter class is Psi Warrior, so I keep saying he has this kind of innate, both Buggo's boys use Psionic, but Drix is trained in Psionics. Oh, it's going to be a great night. Noticed a familiar kind of ping as they were leaving. Drix did. Does Echo know what we're talking about by ping? Echo, were you here when y'all found the transponder?
The chunk of the dude's armor that was with Japoth.
I think so.
You were here for the Japoth fight, I'm pretty sure.
Japoth?
Yeah, the gunslinger. I
think you were running
No, I was not.
So during that fight, the group did find a piece of equipment that seemed to have been hanging off the armor of one of the mercenaries y'all killed. One of the Thrycrane was able to determine that it sends out this kind of sonic pulse. I compared it to like a computer ping. And Drix felt this ping while leaving the Tarkanin-controlled inn, which caused the Drix to tell Randy what he felt. They turned back around, went back in the room that Marcus, Thora, and Jericho were in, and quizzed them pretty thoroughly. Since Randy made a point to tell you guys this, Randy did go quiz Jericho, and Jericho remembered all of y'all's past reactions. Eventually, Randy encourages Marcus to attempt to trap Jericho. The Buggo Boys seem to think Jericho was compromised, which led to them finding out that Jericho was indeed compromised. After being grappled by Marcus, a familiar but very scary and eldritch voice came out of Jericho, at first congratulating the Buggo Boys and then mocking them, as Jericho was transformed into a beholder, which was apparently very scary. The reactions, upon recording, when I had time to look at the reactions, they were nice. Before most everybody got out, I don't think anybody died. Thora, Marcus, Randy, and drinks made their escape. You can imagine they didn't want to tangle with that motherfucker. I wouldn't either. If someone turned into a beholder in front of me, I would shit myself and die. The Bugger Boys sprinted back to the group and explained what had happened. Demos and Zephyr both recognized the description of the beholder, so you guys are now all aware of what it was. Y'all realized you had ran pretty far to find the group and figured you probably wouldn't make it back to the scene of the crime, for lack of a better term, before things had been hashed out. So you guys decided to return to Mantis HQ and get some good night's sleep, despite all the screaming in the streets. No, I'm just kidding. Demos did stop by Sybil's house and convinced her to come join them at Mantis HQ. You guys also extended an offer to Marcus and Thora that they could use Mantis HQ as a temporary hideout. I think y'all technically said any House Tarkin members could use it, but we may get to that. That was just yesterday in game time. The next day, you guys were getting ready to go down to the Cogs. I may let them fill you in if they haven't already on why y'all may be heading that direction. Before reaching out to Cade to let him know, I think y'all are going to let him know you were going down there. You send a message to Cade, and he admits to having a scare himself. You guys go to check on him, and he tells you a story about how he was nearly abducted by these kind of rusty warforged you guys have encountered in the past, and seems pretty shaken up about it. He also admits to have been having nightmares of Sly turning him into one of those rusty warforges. The party inspects him for an implant, but doesn't find anything. That's actually where we left off. So before I set the scene, questions, comments, shenanigans, shots, cocaine.
Shots? We did do a bit of shopping and picked up a couple of things. One of the things we did get was a poison crawler mucus, which is not a cadaver crawler. What are they called?
For a second.
It's a monstrosity. Fuck. Anyway, we have 5 doses of that, and it forces them to make a Constitution save or be paralyzed. Echo, you have at least a couple of those on your person if you ever want to use that as like a paralyzing shot.
Karen Crawler.
Carrion crawler, yeah, because they eat corpses and shit. Carrion. Oh, and we're going down to the Cogs because Japoth, gunslinger dude, we have reason to suspect he's down there. Somebody was sending us there. I forget if it was Sly. It was, yeah, okay.
Sly told you guys that they believe that whatever organization he's working for, that is probably their largest base of operations for Sharn, and that you could cripple a good bit of their going-ons in Sharn by getting that base.
And we also...
I don't know if Echo was here, but y'all had a whole conversation with Sly and Cade about they encouraged you guys, like, y'all need to go check this out. We think this is important.
Yeah. We also checked in on a few NPCs, brought some people that we cleared back to the back to our house to keep safe and help keep an eye on Ringo and Chief Ringo and Steak Sauce.
It is a good call out, and I'll call this out because Joey called it out last session. Joey made, or Demos, whoever, made the astute observation that if Jericho was asking about A1, it is possible and or likely that this organization knows about A1. That was a good observation. Wanted to remind you guys you had made it. Anyway, give me 3 seconds to turn down Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
Megan's watching Full Metal Alchemist?
I'm watching Full Metal Alchemist.
During session?
I restarted it a couple of nights ago. It's like my Eberron comfort show. It gives me like it's Eberron vibes, man.
Keeps you
the whole
grounded.
show. Yeah.
10-10 messages.
I would just like to note that I think part of last week's session was probably directed by Michael Bay, because the way you described a lot of what happened, like tossing him the amulet and having him misty step out as the beholder's like shooting lasers around the room and then blasting one out of the door.
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, this is very action movie. I dig it.
But scary moment, like legit.
It was pretty intense.
So y'all gonna have to. I should say that actually. I was gonna say y'all gonna have to put me off my game more often. Put me on spur of the moment more often. I do. Y'all might find out, but I didn't. Wasn't expecting y'all to go back in there and be like, "Hey, motherfucker, you're chipped."
Yeah.
I will say though,
Hey, man, it was that nat 20, dude. I tell
it
you.
was that's funny. I will say though that y'all, not that your characters would know this, but he was possibly one of their more important takeovers.
He described him as the first foothold. Is that what he said?
He meant that as in first foothold in House Tarkanen.
Yeah.
So like you had gotten the guy that didn't want to lose because he was right next to Thora. He was the first one. He was going to be their jumping point to everybody else. So at least y'all got a good one.
I did also make light mention, kind of jokingly, but not jokingly, after last session, that we should go talk to the artificer about seeing if they can create a detection device for these chips. I imagine it's almost like a post-apocalyptic movie or something, like 28 weeks later when they can scan your eyes to see whether or not you're infected. Similar feel.
That's a solid reference.
Oh well, interesting. I don't get it, and that's okay.
Or I could like,
Anyway,
I say like Drix could like scan them psionically, maybe, like do a mind probe kind of thing.
Like
That's what I was thinking. If we
identify
could
the
detect the
wavelength.
pings. Yeah.
He
If
detected.
Drix was able to pick up on the wavelength, he should be able to pick up on it again now that he's able to identify it.
And is that automatic, or do you have to like, hey, I cast, detect ping and evil?
he had rolled in that 20 on like an insight or a perception check on his way out, which is how he noticed it. So we will.
So he can automatically pick up himself.
Perhaps if he's looking for it through a perception check or an investigation check. Both
Right.
of the Buggo boys
Okay.
know what it feels like.
And we know
like
how.
a rod of warning, but like with the wavelength of the ping.
Interesting thought. Who knows?
Joke here that I'm not going to make. Anyway.
Uh-huh. All right. So you guys return. We return to Mantis on the 11th of Severos. As you guys are in the Diamond Theater. Cade, it was slumped up against the wall, sitting on his ass. He was pretty shaken up after telling that story. And after you guys actually told him what happened, Marcus shook him up a lot. Randy's not letting him smoke cigarettes. He's not happy about it, but he will slug the drink Randy handed him at the end of last session. You guys watch him take a hold of himself, kind of compose himself. He says, I'm sorry about that, friends. This is just a little unusual. Mr. Sly seems really stressed, and that's very unusual.
Perhaps that's a good thing. If he's stressed out about the goings on, maybe that's because it's harboring his plans rather than being a part of them. We do need to meet with him sooner than later.
Cast message. I guess he wouldn't need bother. He says, "Mr. Sly, Mantis is here to see you. If you could make your way up here, they talk like it's a little bit important." And it's not 2, 3, 4 minutes later. Sly comes into the box.
We're all like banged up next to the door with like a Scooby-Doo size hammer.
Comes in. So usually Sly comes in cool and collected. No, I don't want to say aloof, but that's probably pretty close to his attitude fair amount of the time. But this time, you guys watch him, it's more of a stroll. He comes in with some purpose. And you can almost see like his brow's already furrowed. He walks in holding a newspaper. Most of you've been in Charm long enough to recognize the Charm Chronicle. And he walks in, throws it down on the table. You see him do this little number right here, and he goes, "You all wouldn't happen to know anything about this, would yous?" And I will place that in chat where y'all can see it.
Oh no.
Oh no. I love that.
We're exactly what it's gonna be. That's
I gotta see how it's gonna format this. I really wish. Oh, it's too long. No.
screenshot it, dude.
It's a whole Word document.
Just screenshot each page.
I promised you motherfuckers a goddamn, what's it called? 1 second. A news article. So here is first part of the column. They call it news. Here's the second part of the column.
Mm.
I told you it was going to be a whole article. I don't fuck around.
13
Gee.
civilians and 8 Sean Watch were killed yesterday in a harrowing and downright horrible debacle as a
Did you
large,
do the-
multi-eyed monster broke out of the Dusty Dragon Inn. They didn't even identify the monster. This is just lazy reporting, which has been long suspected as a Tarkanan. Oh, it's openly suspected as a Tarkanan affiliate. They got to do better about who they work with. Sean Watch quickly rushed to the scene as panic spread from the fleeing patrons, but when overwhelmed by the monstrosity, the Sean Chronicle honors the brave watchmen listed who gave their lives to contain the horror before Dark Lantern agents could arrive on the scene.
There's a list of names there for those of you
Do
that
the-
know the chat.
Do any of the names look familiar? They
Not
don't.
to any of you. They are just watchmen, guardsmen. They're not. Yeah, so it maybe not be super clear from that last line. These are Sharn watchmen, not Dark Lantern agents that are being listed here. I wish I could do the announcer voice from Korra. Fucking solid announcer
Yeah,
voice.
that's right. Shortly after Dark Lantern agents arrived at the scene, eyewitnesses reported a brief, intense scuffle between a creature before 2 aberrant marked humans were magically transported into the middle of the battle. Reports claim a large hulking man and a ferocious woman in armor retaliated against the Dark Lanterns and then magically absconded with. Authorities reported that the Sean Watch and Dark Lanterns are working together to examine the inn and scene and determine the source of their magical transport. No indication has been given of the Chronicle. Oh, actually, I'm going to pause just a second. That's interesting. Examine the scene, determine the source of their magical transport. I didn't realize they could do that kind of thing. That's good to know. No indication has been given to the Chronicle of who the suspected man and woman are, but anyone with more brains than an ogre could decide. The dudes that they were House Tarkin and elite, returning to reclaim their cargo. Yesterday's tragedy displays why aberrants and degenerate organizations like House Tarkin who support them are becoming an increasing danger in Sean, and maybe even through Corvair. Teleporting into a public space and back out again? Most of the mages across the houses would struggle with this feat. Allowing such powerful magic to remain in the hands of criminal ilk and half-blooded bastards could endanger all of Sean. If we, the public, do not urge the authorities to lay down stricter statutes and limitations on aberrations, their ilk, we may have an insurmountable number of lowlives capable of such feats as smuggling terrorists into our inns and taverns.
Thank you for being my propaganda voice there.
Hey, is that the whole thing?
That's yeah.
awesome.
Who wrote this? Somebody needs to have signed it, right?
It is a column, so there would be an author's name. Wow, I even considered
You're
his
gonna go
race
take him
and
down?
his background and why he was so stilted in his views. I did not pick a name, but there is a name.
All right, I'm gonna go
Charles
silence this
M.
fool
Muckraker.
later. But anyway,
What did you just say, Nicole?
Charles M. Muckraker.
Mm,
Hold on.
I need an
Allowing-
elven.
I gotta figure out how
I
to
need
type it.
I need an elven version of Charles.
Allowing such powerful magic to remain.
Charlemagne.
That's perfect. Thank you. Perfect. All right. Yeah, written by Charlemagne M. Muckraker.
No.
They
Read
can have
all
his-
about it.
they can have his funeral with the others.
That's the no. And if it's not clear, because I had to finish writing this like 2 hours ago, because it's been that kind of week. He is referring to the magic that aberrant marks give people. He seems to be making the assumption they were able to do that because of their aberrant marks.
Now, question: did we teleport them out? I thought we didn't.
You did not. In fact, Thora and Marcus left with you guys.
And then it says that a man and woman came back.
Thora and Marcus. That's their description.
But see, I don't know if they did, or did they? Who was that?
We should message them and find out. We don't have our handy dandy little message bot, but
Or did they get shipped and come back? Oh no.
Now, of course, you guys
Or
can
was
discuss. You can discuss this in a minute, as of course Sly had just asked you guys if you know anything about this. He's still kind of squeezing his bridge of his nose.
No, as you can see, I mean, I was getting a new cloak here. I'm gonna do a little gaudy show off.
technically, yes. Echo, Zephyr, and I were all accounted for.
I imagine you put the boot up on the table too.
Why is it always the one that's good at lying that speaks first when y'all are trying to hide something?
Why ask
I ain't
questions
hiding
when you know the
anything, I got
answer?
you did.
Because he's the most deceptive, isn't it obvious?
Zephyr's kind of mad that, like, Sly, who is a stylish fellow himself, just assumes I'm lying when I'm here standing in a hot new drip.
No one that dresses that well is looking to tell the truth. Believe me, I know. No,
I'll talk more, but I just don't like you.
Oh. Look at the K's like.
As to our boss, the director of the KGB.
See, I respect that kind of brutal honesty, except when the opposite benefits me. You gotta understand, I have to play both sides of the coin. But in all seriousness, Mantis, this could be a situation.
It absolutely is. In fact, before we continue our conversation, we need peace of mind. Would you mind the monstrosity mentioned here was once walked into that room a man. And we need to make sure that you are not going to suffer the same end result. Would you allow us to take a closer look before we discuss business?
So, you can see the gears kind of turning in his head a little bit.
Shit, he's a Warforged.
It doesn't take him very long to answer. He says, pardon? Says, this definitely sounds like something y'all know more about than me. You are welcome to take a look. Do I need to go get a scroll? He's referring to the scrolls of Zone of Truth that he's used in the past.
But if we used one and asked him if he was chipped, could he lie? I don't know. Would he even know the answer? I assume he would.
Well, it's not a bad idea to have for the following questions, but I think let's start with just a close look. Can we all get a good look at his neck and try to determine if we see any scar tissue or...
If you guys take a look at him, he does look a little curious about why you're staring down the back of his neck. I'm not gonna make y'all make any rolls because there isn't any scar tissue, and he's not a warrior, so it's not like there's stuff that could be confused as that kind of thing. Aside from maybe a hickey or two, nothing there.
Cool.
What color are hickeys on a black tiefling? Asking the real questions here.
Blacker. Well, no, we do know a bit about this situation. We'll relay the information we told to Cade that the whispered one. What was the name? Not whispered one.
The unknowable one.
The unknowable one is responsible for chipping people throughout houses and organizations throughout the city. That they are essentially mind controlled and able to infiltrate these organizations and on a whim be transfigured into aberrations. We believe that he knows that where we're going, the Cogs, is connected to this organization, and we believe that...
Well, when you say the unknowable one, he kind of... I guess I should say you guys don't have any definitive proof the unknowable one and Yapoth are connected.
Didn't they talk in different voices?
What do you mean?
I thought that, before Jericho transformed...
He used the voice that came out of Vimac.
Yeah, which I'm assuming is the unknowable one. Maybe that is a leap of
no one knows.
Thinking, well, we can't know it's unknowable, Devin. God.
Please. Yeah. But anyway, when you say the unknowable one, he will not make a face, but he seems to be a little more aware of the figure you're referring to. Oh God, what was he gonna say? That is, I don't quite understand these implants that y'all are finding. They, a sufficiently powerful spellcaster can mind control from a distance. Anyway. You believe these chips are an amplifier. You believe they're what changes people. Be quite honest, that's fucked up. He's going to reach for the liquor bottles that was sitting in the middle of the table we established last session.
I thought we showed him the chips that we had pulled out in the past, but maybe we haven't. Deimos would pull the ones out from the encounter with Japoth and, describe the aberrations that each of these people turned into. The cloaker, the fair, the thing before that. What were the...
Those are the first time I think it happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not sure if it's a receiver of some sort. It seems to be powered through psionics. Triggered through psionics.
Yeah. Well, that makes me about useless. And
same fucking here. I've been going to school for 20 years, and none of this matters.
if it makes you feel any better, then most of the eyes would be useless too. That's a, pardon my language, a off-world ability.
Pardon my.
Off world. Who? What are you
That's,
talking about?
I was gonna say foreigner, but off-worlder was what I decided way early on was the equivalent.
that's a good call. Much better call.
But what about Outlander?
Outlander technically is like someone that lives in the wilderness. So like if you lived way out in the wilderness on Corvair,
yeah.
you could still be
In
considered
the wild, in the wild.
Yeah.
in the wilds. It's true. Okay.
The wild.
Kate doesn't look very happy about this. He's had a whole nother glass of whiskey since during this conversation, but he does seem to have control of himself now. And he's looking kind of thoughtfully at the paper. And he's gonna ask, do y'all? So I guess it's out in the open now that we know at least some of you have connections to House Tarkanian. Could they really teleport in and grab this monster and teleport out? That's quite a bit of magical oomph.
Well, we're not certain.
I was going to say, sorry, Deimos.
No, please.
Working with House Tarkanian off and on for the last several years, we've done a lot stranger jobs with a lot less. Sora won't be happy, but we could probably get it done.
I'm not certain if the people who teleported in were Thora and Marcus.
And I'll tell you, as far as I know, they can't.
I'm not either.
They can't do that. I've never seen them do it. It seems suspicious to me, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
They could have had access to a talisman. However, I don't believe that they had that capability. You know, that's
also
a wearable item. We've seen one. We have one. Would we notice? Could we recall if we saw them wearing talismans of any kind? Didn't they come back to the house with us?
Not necessarily.
No.
Y'all extended an invitation to them, so we're gonna do something that y'all are starting to hate, which I think is hilarious. I need you to come to a consensus of odd or even. Not everyone at once.
We always say odd, yeah.
I mean, we do always say odd.
That's 3.
The odd bunch.
If it matters, odd.
It is odd. Okay.
Yeah, I
So,
always go on anyway.
Sly, who, while you were saying this to Kate, has been staring at one of these chips for that whole little section of the conversation. He looks up. Now, you found the first one of these in a shifter, right?
That's a racial slur, but yes.
Oh, it's not shifter. In a changeling, yeah. If they're putting these in changelings specifically, that gives them a unfortunate ability to be anyone they want.
That's where my mind went immediately too when you mentioned it. And I was just gonna say, like, you know, I guess I'll do it in character. I had to give one of them a talisman just to even get out of the room. They were terrified. I convinced them to leave, and I saw the look in their eyes. They weren't going back. So they definitely weren't powerful enough to go back and take whatever that thing was.
And it sounds like somebody took their form, popped in, grabbed their asset, and GT the FO.
So he's got a couple questions. So he's talking mostly to Randy and Drix for this one. You all don't believe they have either a mage or a boss powerful enough to do that. They don't have
the mage
resources
turned into a beholder.
Their mage was the beholder, yeah.
While they did have other mages, we're talking small fry. No offense. I'll say no offense to Cade specifically, just like.
Okay.
That's my
Then
running.
if this is not House Tarkanian that has reclaimed this, as you say, I wonder what purpose it is they have for such a creature. That's mildly concerning.
Imagine the same purpose they had before it sprouted 12 extra eyes. This person was helping them infiltrate Tarkanian. I imagine it will continue to help them contaminate others.
but now its cover has been blown. It's just a beholder. I can't imagine they have much espionage need for a multi-eyed monster. Why keep something that dangerous around? We know there's a spellcaster involved, a particularly powerful one if it was able to transport them twice in such a short notice.
Part of my theory here, the aberrations that transformed with Japoth seemed to obey his orders. It didn't attack his men. It wasn't just a mindless entity. And beholders are very intelligent creatures in of themselves. If nothing else, a damn good watchdog.
I'd also
Fair enough.
say, like, you reckon how'd they put the beholder inside of a man, right? Like, is it tied to the chip? Is it tied to the man? Because if it's tied to the chip, the beholder gets out, it can just put on a different skin suit. And then what are we dealing with here? Another beholder inside somebody else, implanted again? I can't pretend to know how it works, but if that's even remotely close, that's way scarier than what I had in mind.
Sly looks uneasy and Cade looks sick to stomach. I like to think of this is the part where like Cade's inner monologue is, I don't know what a beholder is, but at this point I'm too afraid to ask. Sly he'll this is sounds like things are moving apace, which I'm not a particular fan of. I like it when things move a little slower where we can react. My hands are full in and of themselves, dealing with external affairs. Is there anything else you all need from me before you continue to investigate? If you haven't already, I would highly encourage you to check out the base in the Cogs. It is seemingly... let me think about all the things that he knows. I can't be certain it's related to this incident in the paper here, but you might find out while you're down there.
I would also just pose to him, well, part of the reason we came to talk to you is because it sounds like these things are infiltrating other houses. Now, Tarkanan is a criminal organization, sure, but there's a good likelihood that that's not their only objective, that's not the only mark. There could be other incidents, there could be other things going on. We needed to get somebody we trusted who had eyes in multiple places that could just be more aware of things like that. Just wanted to give you a heads up, so.
Speaking
Also, another heads up: if indeed Thora and Marcus have been compromised, then they absolutely know about Randy, which means they might know about Mantis as well.
Well, they've met you all before. You all can take care of yourselves. We mostly need to worry about our friends like Mr. Cade and Mr. Demos' friend there.
talking about steak sauce. Talking about my fuck. God damn it! I do this every time. Sybil. I remembered it. It counts.
There were several possible timelines where he was going to use her as a threat against you, but it seems that they didn't need to.
Okay, that's fun.
I'm glad I
Well,
did.
on that note, and on you mentioned earlier that your eyes aren't very useful in this type of situation. They could
Well, particularly
provide...
about the psionic chips.
Understood. If you could spare some manpower, we're gathering some notably safe allies at our residence. If you could have some people posted to help keep an eye on the outside, it would protect your interests as much as ours.
He, for the first time probably this whole meeting, kind of chuckles a little bit. He says, I can keep an eye on the inside, the outside, and all the grounds for him. With
Inside's...
Just
No, you
first.
can skip that. That's a little creepy, but everything else is fine.
kind of, he's not going to comment. He's going to smile.
Front to back,
Davis is
baby.
going to scan our house for arcane eyes later.
Is there anything else I
All
can
the
be
same,
of help?
I don't think it would be a too bad idea to beef up security.
That I can do. My hands are full, but I have resources here that could use some work. Could use something to do. Do y'all think y'all will be under attack soon? We can have you relocated.
I'm actually, well, might be
Security
foolish,
for you and the theater, not so much us.
I don't know, having some extra muscle. We don't have guards at the house. If they're interested in A1, I mean, I don't know. We've tried to have him keep a low profile, but we know for a fact that they were asking about him. So that puts, if he's on their radar, I think that we need to try to, any support we can get to protect him is good. We will have to double back to the house, and I'm saying this meta-wise, double back to the house and make sure that A1 keeps up his guys and preferably stays inside at all times, which should
And like
be.
like I was saying, they're onto us now, so
Mhm.
we need to beef it up.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I was hoping Tarkanan would position some more of their men there, give us a little extra muscle as well.
And that could
But
still
if I
happen.
wanted to infiltrate one of our if I wanted to infiltrate us, I might want to go after Sly or someone like him.
Mm.
He's an easy way to get to us. So I was thinking, beef up your security, make sure you don't get chipped.
Both.
I
Or
understand
perhaps people close to you.
We checked Cade for ticks.
you. I was about to say, do you look at Cade when you say that? It would be very fitting if you did. I know you weren't here last session.
I did. I did.
Okay.
You mentioned they have anal probes. You should have him fully searched. You know.
I don't think that he is chipped. Just I'm
No.
kind of implying, hey, look, if they wanted to, going after Sly or Cade wouldn't be a bad idea to get to us.
Cade did mention to you guys last session that Sly has increased the security around him. But when you
Okay.
say that, Sly he'll kind of nod and says, I understand your concern. And to make you feel at ease, I will post more guards undercover, of course, here around the theater. Don't want to interrupt my income flow, of course. But I will make that happen to make you guys feel a little better. If it makes you feel any better, I may be pretty high up the totem pole, but I am not the highest up the totem pole. They are eyes on me that I cannot see. They're good enough at what they do. They report to people high enough up the ladder above me that you can be mostly assured there is somebody watching me at all times, for the most part.
That doesn't make me feel much better, but this room is protected, if I recall correctly. The box.
Looks at Cade. No, I'm just kidding.
Everybody's taking turns looking at Cade. I'm gonna. So I just thought about this. I want to shoot him a quick message telepathically and just say, nod yes or shake your head no. Does Sly know that the Warforged attack you?
He'll nod.
Okay.
You said in the recap, I don't remember this from last week, he had dreams that Sly was turning him into a Warforged?
He did. I tagged it on after the conversation because I missed it in my notes. Not after we ended the session, but after I was finished doing his in-character spell. He did tell you guys that. And he doesn't look, right now while he's in the room, he doesn't look tense. He's not looking at Sly like he's afraid. He might be drinking more than y'all used to seeing him, but he doesn't seem uncomfortable with Sly in the room.
And it's not like the man doesn't drink like a fish anyway.
He smokes, he's not a drinker. He's had 2.5 whiskeys and he's like...
Deimos wants to show Sly where the chips were located on the entities that we've discovered, and sort of express to him the importance of thoroughly vetting his eyes and perhaps even trying to discreetly check his superiors.
If they got a foothold above me, we're all fucked.
But knowing that we're fucked is slightly better than not knowing we're fucked.
Well, I guess I won't argue with you. I'll do my best. And Cade and myself will check all of my subordinates. I need you all to turn around, please. He does crack a smile. He is kidding. Well, Mantis, it sounds like you all have stepped dick deep in some shit and drug us with you. I just pray to the Silver Flame y'all can dig us back out of it.
It's an occupational hazard.
Preach. Anything else? What? You pray?
You pray?
He's from,
That's just, Deimos is like, oh, okay.
he's from
I
under.
think you know a guy, but nope.
Oh, there's a joke here I can't make quite yet. That I
Oh,
my
I
brain
don't
my
like
brain
that.
can't put it together in time. It's a joke about worshiping in the bedroom, a la take
Oh.
me to church. Insert some quip here about but say insert some quip here. Where he makes light of the fact that he worships in the bedroom. Anyway, is there anything else I can do for you? I imagine y'all want to. I'm. Goddamn Zap Brannigan. Sly. Oh God, I hope y'all don't associate Sly with Zap Brannigan. I'll kill myself. Anyway, is there anything else I can do for all of yins before y'all go investigate?
Got any new toys for us? You got a walkie-talkie. We need to send some messages. Like if you've got.
You guys actually already have y'all purchased, or maybe he gave y'all. I think I decided they were necklaces that act as comms
To each other, yes.
Yeah, to each other. Oh, you talking about sending messages out to people far?
Correct, yeah. Sending, not messaging.
Usually, those kinds of
Got
items.
a burner phone I can borrow?
I was gonna say, usually, to do things like that, we have larger standstill items enchanted with that ability. There is a mirror here at the theater you could use if and you wanted to. I could have your mirror on the wasp enchanted to do something similar.
That does it come in a hand mirror variety or something?
Those are, I guess it could be. The smaller the item, the more difficult it is to get those kinds of rooms on it, the more expensive it is. The eyes like to put them on larger things. I can work on that for you all if you wish. It would be difficult for me to produce something very soon, before you leave anyway.
Put it on the back burner wouldn't be a bad idea. Especially, things go the way we're expecting, we may be quite a ways from home. So it'll be interesting, if nothing else, to test the capabilities of it.
Y'all taking a vacation after this investigation?
We've accrued some PTO. I think it's time we used it.
He looks curious. He's kind of squinting at you guys.
Nothing
Sorry, I have to process.
certain as of yet.
Have to process some things that y'all may or may not have discussed at Mantis HQ. All right, I pick even because y'all are always picking odd.
We're an odd fucking bunch.
Oh, it is.
Hey.
Okay, so
Yeah. Pick the right answer for us. Thank you.
no, this is for Sly. This ain't for y'all.
Can I
He's
make it a
gonna
three?
narrow. He's gonna narrow his eyes. No, rolls of fate are not subject to portents. They exist outside the laws of the universe. He's gonna narrow his eyes. He said, "Now I have. It has not escaped my notice. Y'all have spent a fair amount of time with and working for Bree Silverport. Word on the street is she's working on something groundbreaking. Y'all ain't got anything to do with that, do you?"
We have taken some work from Miss Silverport in the past, and she has interests that align with our own.
Okay, you didn't lie. I think at this point, Sly's tired. He's stressed. Y'all have agreed to go investigate the thing he wants. He kind of doesn't make a face, but he goes from mostly cordial to this like really flat business-like face. And he's like, "Well, y'all been keeping secrets from the beginning, so I'm done with this shit. Anything else before I go?"
Not for him. Is Cade wearing a hat?
Hey, that's wearing his hat, yeah. No,
That's gonna be
wait.
important.
Yeah, I guess it's a new hat. Yeah.
I didn't know if he ever got a new hat or not. I want to work on something on the side. I shot you a message about
I
something.
see that. Okay.
Gonna steal Kate's hat every time we meet him.
That's fair.
No,
Okay.
I want to do something.
And he does
nice.
look
But also-
a little better. And I think at this point, before anyone leaves, he would kind of say, "Goes, Mr. Sly, could I be assigned to the security detail?" Oh wait, he's not gonna send security to you guys. Could I be the security detail at their headquarters? And after a brief thought process, Slices, I think that could be that could work out. I will send the men I have watching you now to continue to watch you. You can watch their headquarters.
Wait, sending the men that you have watching Cade to watch Cade at our headquarters?
Mm-hmm. Y'all won't always be there. Is his line of thought.
Yeah, but he's already has men watching Cade.
Yes. Cade told you guys last session that Sly increased security around him after his incident.
He also mentioned something a minute ago about how he had people within the organization needing work. I thought he was sending those people to be like guards on the, or not necessarily guards, but keep an eye on the place.
I thought you guys decided you wanted him to send them to the Diamond Theater, not to Mantis HQ.
Oh,
When you asked about Mantis HQ, he implied that he can magically keep an eye.
Yeah, but I don't want him to. I don't want it to be subject to him always keeping an eye. I want people there on the ground.
oh, I understood it like he would send people out to magically enchant the place to within reason, like not for him to keep an eye on it, but for us to have like, I don't know, what would you call it, warding?
And warding can cut both ways, depending on the ward. We'll say that he's going to send a contingent and that Cade requests to be part of that unit that's coming to service some extra bodies on site. And he will allow Cade to do that. You guys see him. He seems like he looks much more calm after that. And after Sly goes out the door, if no one else has anything for him, he'll say, "Well, that works out well." If I'm being quite honest, I kind of feel like right now this is the safest place to be while y'all are all in this room. You guys have encountered whatever the fuck is going on several times, and none of you are dead, or hopefully not chipped.
Chris dead on the inside.
Join the club, Demos. Partner? Friend? He's his friend. Join the club, friend.
I say
I think he
we.
offers you a cigarette. You say that, he's like,
I like having Cade there. That does make me feel better. You're welcome to come inside the house and use it as necessary. I would prefer if you tried to keep the other members of the contingent on exterior duty.
I'll see what I can do. I'm not officially a member of the Eyes, but they may or may not listen. Being Sly's right hand comes with some privileges.
Well, whatever you say it with your chest. Hope they'll listen and make it till you make it.
That's what I'm best at, friend. He's going to finish his glass of whiskey. If there's not anything else you need from me, I'm going to head over there with that unit. Do my best to keep him from snooping through y'all's stuff.
To the group, do we want to try to delve down to the Cogs and tackle this thing? Or do we want to try to check in with anybody else, Bree or otherwise, before we do that? We are on a rush schedule, so I wouldn't say let's delay too much, but I think one more stop wouldn't be terrible.
Yeah, I am of the mind that the more time we kill, the more time bad things happen. But I'm ready to go down whenever. I got nothing else I want to handle.
Anybody feel strongly one way or the other?
I'm almost tempted to get in contact with Lifter and ask him to keep an eye out at least.
Lifter's the Warforged? Warforged?
Yeah. I don't think he's in danger of being chipped by an illithid.
I don't know. He's already made of chips. He's gonna get an upgrade.
So I would say that you could definitely send him a message through A1 when you got back to Mantis HQ if you wanted to.
Let's also
Yeah, I say we do it that way.
Let's also message Thor. Go ahead and message Lifter, and then we'll.
So it sounds like y'all are going to return home. Y'all get back to Mantis HQ.
Oh! Deimos brings back extra popcorn.
Okay.
Like just on our way out the theater, just like picks up the popcorn they leave out at the end of the night. Like, all right, this is coming with me.
Well, this is actually one of the few times y'all are there, kind of like in the day. There was no shows going on and stuff. But I like to think you get fresh popcorn. So it's like they're popping popcorn for the next show, and Demos walks by and just snags a couple of bags. Someone
Is
goes to
Cade
say something,
walking-
and he's like,
Sorry.
I'll leave a few silver on the counter.
Is Cade coming back to Mantis HQ with us, or separate?
you know, if you wanted to offer him to walk with you guys, he
yeah.
definitely could.
Yeah, let's travel in safety in numbers and all.
Want to hold my little hand?
I was gonna say, I feel like that Cade
kinda
goes
do.
from like feeling mostly better about the situation to oh thank God.
Is Kate a halfling?
He's a human.
Oh damn!
He's
I
just
had
a guy.
this wonderful mental image of him like between Randy and Drix holding their little arms and like swinging. Like,
Okay. This is gonna be fun. I have an idea. So you guys do make your way back with when offered. Matter you didn't like that. When offered, make your way back to Mantis HQ. It doesn't take you a terrible amount of time. You're not too far. It's not too far from the theater. Did you ask that because you wanted to ask him something, Echo, or were you just curious?
I guess I could do it now. I was going to do it whenever we parted, but as we're walking out, I'll just clap him on the back and say, I'm glad you're keeping an eye on the place. Sorry, got some alarms. Glad you're keeping an eye on the place for us. 1 second. Piece of shit.
He says as the world burns.
ah, fuck.
Shelve that, silence it. Glad you're keeping an eye on the place and just shake his hand, say thank you and don't let any bad dreams get to you. And I guess good luck if you ever need to make a swift exit.
That's mighty kind of you, friend. I appreciate that. Y'all have been good to me. Oftentimes, people Sly employ are not exactly scrupulous. He's more worried about how good they are at their job.
Well, he has at least demonstrated one good employee, and we'll call that a. Hopefully, that's not too far of an outlier.
I agree, friends. This has been an experience.
It's been an experience.
And you can tell he's from what y'all can tell. Goblin, stop it. Dog's trying to get out of his collar. What you can tell, he did seem to genuinely enjoy this kind of work, but things have gone so sideways. He's a little bit like, oh God. He says, no, I appreciate that, and he might make some small talk as y'all are walking through. He might even, I guess he might point out some. It's not restaurants for him. That's too Devon. He'll point out like the bars that have the best live music as y'all are making your way back to Mantis HQ and things like that. He seems much more comfortable now that you guys have he's more synced up with you guys. Gonna be around you guys a little more. Feels a little more protected.
Is there a particular reason you asked to be placed on this assignment, other than your uncomfortable dreams?
Well, to be honest, I meant what I said earlier. Any room that you six are in is likely the safest room in Sean, or pretty close to it.
Fair enough.
I understand y'all won't be here all the time, but he looks around and he lowers his. He looks just a little bit ashamed. He says, and I imagine it's kind of on the way right before you get there. He says, "Mr. Sly has that place magicked up real good. He can see any room in the house, anywhere around the grounds. Hear
Any
anything."
room? Fucking pervert.
You gotta understand, so when you work with unscrupulous people, like I mentioned, you sometimes gotta be able to keep an eye on them. Be quite honest, I don't see him looking in on y'all as much as he looked in on people in the past. As long as you get the job done, I don't think he really cares. But it's just as safe a place for me to be as any, even if Jens ain't there.
I guess he did get us the house. We shouldn't be too surprised it's Big Brother to shit.
As you guys return to Mantis HQ, as you guys, come into Mantis HQ, and I don't know where y'all are gonna go chill out. There is I imagine there's gonna be this really. So as you guys come in, A1 comes to greet you guys, and he is not magicked up. he's in Mantis HQ. He's at home.
Yeah.
And
Same
so
as-
when he comes in the room, of course, Cade like looks at him, looks back, double takes, realizing what he's looking at, and he goes, y'all, what is that? Wait a second. Is that one of them auto gnomes?
Shit, we have to kill him now, don't we?
Well, Kate, it was nice knowing you.
Even
Would you
more
like to be
concerning-
buried by the rose bushes or by the hedges?
Sly probably already knows.
Oh,
Make an insight check, Randy.
Okay.
Based on that double
Big
take,
old 10.
if Sly knew, Cade didn't know.
I was about to say,
I
Randy,
don't think
you're fairly certain Cade looks genuinely surprised.
It's more that you just told us the dude has eyes on our building, and A1 walks around here proverbially naked. Surely he has peeked in once or twice by accident and seen a tiny robot person thing
that's a
roaming
fair
around.
point. While I understand we may not have as much privacy here as I would like, you'd be doing us a good favor by keeping that as close to the chest as you can. And A1, we should probably keep our clothes on. There's company that might be stopping by. Consider that
Didn't
standard
he-
protocol from this point on.
Didn't he mention how he pretty much can't keep anything from Sly?
Kate?
Cade
Yeah.
had said earlier in the campaign that at that point in time, his loyalties leaned more towards Sly. That was like 10 or 15 sessions ago.
Yeah.
But yes, he had made a point to mention that he would be likely to tell Sly things more than he would be to keep it from him. You're
I think
correct.
there was also
Does he
the
seem to react
implication, like
When I ask him to keep that close?
He's still like he's kind of processing the shock. Y'all were to invest. This is one of the first things they had y'all investigate as kind of a test. And so to see you guys like with one in your HQ, he's like, and he says, no, of course, I don't really want to upset the people I think are going to keep me the most safe, if you catch my drift.
Smart man.
All
All right, your room's upstairs. Bar's in the kitchen. Help yourself.
Just wink at him and let him know not to let Sly get him alone in the box at the Diamond Theater, since it's harder to lie there anyway.
Hopefully, he'll be bunking down here for at least a little while.
You guys have any ashtrays? I need to go pick some up. He's like looking around on all the tables and shit.
Smoking only allowed on the patio.
Alright, well,
Um,
Just ask anywhere.
Ash anywhere heard. Ooh, it's like the blue coyote.
Zephyr
Oof.
would offer him a spot in his room because he smokes cloves on the DL in his room. So he's like, "Hey, I got one in here."
Cloves.
Cloves.
See, Zephyr's a closet stoner. Heard. That's kind of funny. Not the character I picked as closet stoner. So that's a new
No.
headcanon for me.
Cloves are
Cloves are-
absolutely just gothy cigarettes.
Oh, clove cigarettes. Oh, okay. I've had clove cigarettes before.
Zephyr
I think they're
smoking
great.
Djarum Blacks in his room at all times.
That's exactly what I was thinking was Djarums. Dude, I drove all over Tennessee looking for Djarums once. Anyway. All right. You guys dropped Kate off. Y'all wanted to send messages.
Yes.
Yes?
I was just about to say that.
Okay. So y'all want to send? You're going to send one to Lifter first. Do you have specific wording you want to use? Or you just want to kind of give me a high level idea of what you're trying to convey?
Yeah, I'm just gonna convey that he's about the situation with the chips and about how certain people might not be able to be trusted, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And kind of keep an eye out if any high-ranking officials or any people handing out jobs specifically for mercenaries are acting in ways that they don't.
They usually wouldn't. Okay, I'm gonna say you can just barely fit that into one message. The kind of bare idea of what you're trying to convey into a single message. You send that off to Lifter. A1 comes back in Lifter's voice. He says, "Absolutely anything for my best customer." I can't do a Bender voice, but it's in a Bender voice.
Destroy all humans. Let's well, that's good. Let's message Thora and or Marcus. Let's do Thora. let's message Thora and say, I'm sure you've read about the spread in the Chronicle. Was that you that returned to the establishment?
I think you have like 5 words if you want them. 6 words. Maybe a little more than that.
Tell Marcus go fuck himself. Tell
Okay.
Marcus go fuck himself. Yeah.
I mean, you're still under 25 or 26, whatever it is.
You
Thora
can reply to this.
Thora comes back. He's pretty good at that. Yes, we have read. Was not us. Very unhappy about. Very concerned and unhappy about what this could mean.
Can we insight check? Since it's playing through A1, we can all hear it. Can we insight check her on the not us?
It's gonna be a little harder. You can't see her. You have to go off her voice.
Disadvantage?
Yeah, I'm just raising the DC.
What if I know her
All right.
like,
Oh,
real
shit.
good? Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot I have a thing that
Demos-
uses my dice.
I was gonna say, Demos, you've not spoke with her many times, but you can hear the kind of like she sounds like she's rigid from head to toe with rage. She sounds like she's very upset that she agreed to retreat and this thing has happened. That's kind of set them up to take the blame.
Okay, so it was not them, which was kind of what we were already expecting. Have you had a chance to examine the men in your ranks? Have you uncovered anyone else to be chipped?
I will say before you send this, A1 will communicate to you that he will need to recharge after this message. You could still send that message as your last message, but he would warn you before you sent it that you only get one more for the next couple of hours at least.
So
If
we
you
should
do
make-
decide
anything
to
else
send
we
it-
need to relay to Tarkanon?
And if you have the words, I would definitely just reiterate that they are welcome to come to our place and probably should do so based on how things are going.
Seeing as you're a person of interest, you should
Sacrifice.
come by. Have you had a chance to review your men? Any other chips found? Schadenfreude.
I don't know what that means, but
The German word for taking happiness at the mispleasure or the misfortune of others.
so like my whole existence. Oh, that word resonates with my soul. I live for chaos in everyone's life except my own. Working on it. No chips so far. Marcus and I will come see. Might wait on the rest. Thanks for checking in. Marcus says, fuck you.
Like that comes in Marcus's voice. Like,
I don't count all the words. I like to almost think she goes, Marcus says fuck, and like the U doesn't come through.
yeah. So we know that it wasn't them. So I'm assuming they had changelings come in disguised as Thor and Marcus, snag their asset, get it out of there.
They also created a form of civil unrest. Sounds like they're trying to spark up a second witch hunt for Aberrant Dragonmark.
Yeah. Are we gonna fucking run into the Beholder guy down there? Do we just delay the fucking? At least it'll be a full group now, but still.
Who knows? I don't know nothing. I just get blackout drunk before session. I have no idea what's going on right now.
That's why he has to watch the videos back later and look at his notes.
Okay.
A1, lay low, stay inside. You know,
Keep your clothes on.
Cade, Cade's a spellcaster. Maybe you can occupy yourself by teaching our friend here a trick or two.
Oh, he like stutters between it and he.
I was about to say,
Can learn.
Him.
magic. Him? He can learn magic.
They.
Well, that's,
just,
that's mighty interesting. I guess if he was there, he did see y'all sending messages. That's mighty interesting. I'll see. Is there anything particular y'all want me to teach him? He's not supposed to be as Cajun as slow. Wipe the slide in my mouth. Keep in mind, Kate is a bard. If there's any
I'm trying to think of the
bard
spell list.
specific spells y'all want him to learn, this might be the time. I love the idea of his vicious mockery. It's just fuck you, fucking paying people. Y'all can answer that over.
Yeah. Well,
y'all want to talk about it through the week or whatever. Kate will say, yeah, of course, friends. I do my best to see what I can figure out. See what I can learn him. Is there anything else y'all would like to do at Mantis HQ before it sounds like y'all are going adventuring?
I think we're going down. Final call. Anybody? Oh, we lost Brandon. Oh, we probably lost Europe by now. Anyway. So, are we going straight down? I think that's
let's
our.
go. Like a rodeo.
Oh my. Sorry, between going down and rodeo, I'm gonna have to call a 10-minute break so I don't say some shit I'll regret saying on YouTube. It's okay.
Okay.
I'll live somehow. Whoa, shit! God damn it. Sorry, my animals are fucking shit up. But no, we're gonna take a break when we come. That way we can come back and we can do the, don't have to take a break and all that fun stuff. So I'll see y'all in 2. All right, Mantis.
What?
Is there any last preparations y'all have before you go down, and not in the fun way?
Echo's not here. I was gonna remind him about that paralyzed thing. Remember all your goodies. If you got something else, if you got something new, don't forget about it. We've also got a ton of shit in the bag, so if you ever had a loss, feel free to dig around in there.
Imagine one of you in the middle of a fight with your up to your elbow in the bag, like.
I probably forgot about my spiritual weapon, so thanks for reminding me about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's on your character sheet, right?
Oh yeah, it's on there.
Thank God.
I like to think Drix, as a free action, can one of the tiny arms can pull something out of the bag of holding, like quick draw style.
Like a hip
Pulls
satchel.
out an entire adamantine mallet, just like.
That sounds cool. I like that. Adamantine Maul. What can that do, Devin? We'll find out. Maybe not next week on Spelljammer. We'll find out one day. Anyway, anything else you guys would like to do? For you, sounds like you're heading down the Cogs. You don't have to do that, but the world is yours. We're back from break. We're done talking about paraphernalia.
That's I think we are diving down. Like Ben Barb, that sound cool?
It's cool with me.
Zephyr as begrudging as ever.
Uh-huh. Zephyr's like, yeah, that's cool as long as I can not die. Zephyr's New Year's resolution is don't die.
You just got to just think about it. You've got your big stompy boots.
Maybe
you can kick
not
so much
die.
more butt now. Like,
Oh yeah, no, I'm ready to do some stompies.
Lego.
Okay, well, so there's a step on me Zephyr joke here.
Oh, I will say one more thing to Sybil before I leave. I'll update her on this. There's going to be some people who are keeping an eye on the place. You've met Cade before at the theater. He's a very I was going to use the word respectable, but honestly, he's a good man.
A proper gentleman.
If I don't know about that. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. If Sybil surely would know message, yeah, or maybe not message.
You know, sending for
I'm
sure.
sorry,
I
sending.
don't know about message.
Sending is the level 3 one.
Level 3? I would say she could probably do it once a day.
I'll let her know if anything goes, if anything starts happening that we need to know about. Try your best to let me know. We're gonna be neck deep in some shit. And by the way, I brought you popcorn. I don't know if I gave that to you earlier or if it's cold now, but here it is.
You know, I'm gonna let you decide because it's not really much consequence to Sybil like popcorn.
Oh, I think so. That's kind of what my mindset was when I picked it up. It was that it
I
was
see.
for this is me and Kat essentially. Kat
It
loves
is Cat. I say
popcorn,
it is
and
Cat.
I used to
Cat's
bring
the only
her
person I think might like popcorn as much as me.
when I worked at the theater. If I worked on a show night, I would always bring a bag home, and it became like a regular thing. So that was my, I don't know, my Damos is it.
Aw.
He chows down on the popcorn. Can't blame her. Popcorn's delicious. Actually,
Yeah,
speaking
no
of that,
calories, man.
popcorn.
Yeah.
So she says, well, it's I appreciate you letting me know. Please do be careful. This has all been kind of sudden. I don't know what's going on, and I'm a little bit afraid to ask.
It'll be easier to explain once it's taken.
You have a mistress, Devos?
That would be a lot easier.
Ooh.
That would be so much less stressful. I cannot even tell you.
Wait, can I roll insight to see
It's
if
me.
that
I'm
Damos
the-
is a mistress?
Zephyr's the mistress. That's actually,
They slot the
canon.
mistress. Work is
you took Zephyr shopping without me? I should have known there were signs.
I see. Okay, well.
Buddy.
She doesn't seem worried about you, but she takes you at face value, and she's under the assumption that you brought her here to keep her safe, and you wouldn't be doing that if you were infidel and
Yeah, I moved you into my crib. Accusing me of cheating now seems counterintuitive.
listen, infidel's not the right word. That's what
Infidelity, I think, is what you're
yeah. That's the
Yeah,
word I'm looking
unfaithful.
for. Unfaithful. There you
a cunt.
go. Okay. Anything else before y'all go?
Mm,
Feel like y'all are Nate. You're afraid.
I think we're diving in, dog.
Rocks fall, you all die. I'm just kidding.
I guess I'll pull up
Alright.
Echo in case we run into shit.
Oh, I'll
How
do
many
the
potions
same.
we got? Where's that at?
One more time?
How many health potions we got? Where's that at?
I can
there's
tell
the
you.
thing.
Should
It
be under
should be.
potions and party inventory.
Yeah.
Should be in the inventory. I can't read a big
Standard
long.
sixth grader.
Yeah, I can't
Nice.
read a big long list like that. I gotta have my spreadsheet.
This has been updated. Good. Okay.
Yeah, the gold amount is still from last week or a couple weeks ago, but the item.
But I
list
think
is
I'm
accurate.
pretty sure I did the gold amount last week. So like that little screenshot that I take of gold amounts, that should be right. There's not one from last week that I messed up. Oh, there's
not,
not
but
one from last week. I suck.
It's
30
nothing cool.
lashes for DM.
I mean, if you're into it, like
I was about to say, jokes and you into that shit. You guys make your way down. So it does take you some time. You are having to use a map that was ciphered. Some of the documents y'all collected was pieces of the map. It had to be put together. It had to be unciphered to be understandable. And so you guys, for the first time this campaign, you guys make your way down below the lowest level, the third level of Sharn, into the Cogs. The Cogs do set on these kind of lava beds. The Cogs is where most of the foundries and a lot of the hardcore kind of industry exists in Sharn. Blacksmithies, foundries, I'm trying to think of anything else. So anything that would run off of that heat or anything that would require that kind of heat runs down here. Y'all are essentially in a massive industrial district that spans the whole base of this tower city. And it is as seedy as you would expect. It's like the Docks 2.0. Y'all see more goblin hookers than you've seen in your entire lives.
not need that mental image.
I exist to make you all uncomfortable. But it takes you a couple of hours to get down there, and you do eventually. Oh, 2 seconds. Alright, so status update. Echo says the place isn't on fire, but boss is just walking around. Wanted to update y'all. In case y'all are also wondering if we were all about to die or some shit.
Heard some of you
we
scumbags
lost
are
the
playing
phone.
D&D on the job.
I would never.
Well, we're trying, sir.
I might. I don't know. Depends on the day. We can have a session in the middle of the day one day, maybe. Maybe, baby, please. I just don't know now. All right, so if y'all look at the top left-hand corner of your screen, I'm revealing some shit. Should be all black except for the stuff I'm revealing.
Okay. I'm going to use something that I have forgotten about in my inventory this whole time, and I'm going to pop 2 charges on the Shadow Globe to give us Pass Without Trace in case we got to be stealthy.
Whoa. You're going to do what?
I'm going to
Pass
use
Without
Pass
Trace.
Without Trace.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking around. I'm trying to reveal this in a way that's not... y'all can see stuff and not see too much stuff. This is a really weird angle. Bloop. Bloop. Y'all do come to a door. That's what I'm getting at here. There's a door right here. So deep down into Cogs, y'all come to a door. And I would say probably the best that y'all can tell. Let me see here. I could reveal more than this. Y'all want to see all this fun lava stuff. So as you guys... oh. I'm going to do this too because I always forget. Free plug for whoever made this map. Looks like it's ferretfoundry.com.
Great.
Had to reveal that.
Cass had a ferret come into work today, and they called them Stinky Slinkies, and I love that. I just got to share that with y'all. Stinky
Slinkies,
Slinkies.
Blinkies. Neat. Megan wants a ferret, but our cat
ferret.
can kill it. So I'm just trying to make sure y'all have enough. Get on and get an idea of what's going on here, so you guys can see this kind of like y'all were walking on a raised up rock path up above one of these magma pools I've already mentioned. Y'all should be able to see kind of the rock wall that extends off of this pathway. Before you come to a door. This is where the map was leading you. You guys can pretty safely assume this is the door you were being led to. Doesn't take a whole bunch of perception as you guys kind of roll up to it. I will go ahead and ask you guys for the stealth rolls, because I'm going to assume you guys want to start being stealthy before you get up to the door.
Correct.
At least that sounds smart to me. Not a smart...
That's
I'm not a smart man.
That's
You're
a
in on
22.
Macarapa's.
Yeah, me too.
22, 30, 30, 28. You can roll again if you want,
Okay.
Drix. You can both roll again if you want,
Yeah.
Randy and Drix.
Wow. Lower. Boo.
Aha!
31. Damn. Did Echoes roll, or do you want me to roll?
No, I'm sorry. I closed the tab like an idiot.
Fucking invisible, mate.
Been there. Done that. I'm going to open Echo 2 in case you need a hand roll on this shit. Stuff and things. Bloop. 22. Okie dokie. Y'all feel pretty confident in Randy's Shadow Spear. What'd you call it? Shadow Spear?
Shadow Globe.
Shadow Globe.
Shadow Globe! Oh, hi Echo. You rolled a 22 on your stealth check, thanks to Pass Without Trace. You guys feel pretty confident you've made your way. How did you guys get it on the very edge like that? I'm impressed.
That's how we live life, Devin. Just on the edge.
Hey, I know Zephyr and Demos like to be edged.
Oh, God.
Zephyr always edging.
Sorry.
Is canonically my mistress.
I was about to say, it's only going to get worse from here, y'all. It's past 10:30. You guys feel pretty confident you've approached the door quietly. You do not see any guards outside the door. You don't hear... you seem to be in a section of the Cogs that is in disuse. And now I'll move you guys a little closer. You guys can get right up to the door before... I may have to make you guys smaller. 1 second. Let's get this out of the way. Let's... I hate that it pops up this little fucking screen right here. How big are you? That's about right, so as long as you're all about Drix's size. Bloop, bloop. Okay. Probably the first thing you notice, I'm not going to ask for a check because it is so weird. There's no knob, lock, or latch on the door. It does appear just to be almost like a door with no... Most of them have, like a cutout where you put a door handle. This doesn't even have that. It's just a blank door. I guess that's what they call it before they drill knobs into him, is a door blank. Roll and stop. But you feel pretty confident in your approach. You guys feel like you're stealthy.
So there's no, like, gaps or bars or crack underneath or anything to...
Now that you can see, it does appear to be a closed door. You just don't see any latch of any kind.
Well, based on a clue we got earlier, my first thought's to pull one of those transponder things out and see if the door opens.
It's a great idea. I was gonna say, man, I really wish we had Vikora right now, but yeah, that's
Randy, if you communicate to Drix and Drix takes a transponder out, maybe not immediately, but once one of those pings go off, you guys watch the door and slide open. Congratulations.
I don't
You
like
solved
that,
the
though.
puzzle. I didn't think it was a hard puzzle, but you solved the puzzle. What am I looking for here?
10-10, Randy. No, Deimos was over here like, we could dig under it. We could tunnel somehow. If we get some giant foundry ferrets, perhaps, we can just burrow right in. While I'm at it, like and subscribe.
There you go. Solid
Yep.
green highlight. And to be honest, I didn't care how y'all got over it, but I wanted to give y'all a way through it in case the figuring out a way through it was not working out. As the door opens, you guys see a hallway. A foundry hallway.
Gross.
Glad you like that. Glad you're enjoying yourself. This map is a little funny from the perspective of like I didn't make it. I ripped it off of Foundry Ferret. Plug for Ferret Foundry. I'm gonna go ahead and unveil some of this because he made a really cool map. I want y'all to see. He or she, pardon.
Good boy.
Just so you know,
just
I'm not having fun. This isn't fun at all. I feel miserable.
Yeah, you scared?
Deimos
Anyway.
down the long, narrow tunnels. What is this, a foundry for ferrets?
So I will. God, it's gonna be the jokes all night. These are about. I know your tokens don't seem to represent. These are about 10 feet wide. Let me get my ruler out here. Can y'all see it? Yes, you can. These should be about 10 feet. Yeah, these tunnels are about 10 feet wide. You can walk side by side if you guys would want to. It is very dimly lit. I would say at first glance you can tell pretty quick this is abandoned. If it was a foundry at one time, which all these cogs over here on the left-hand corner, if y'all haven't seen them yet, tell you guys this probably was a foundry at one time. It has long since been abandoned. But it is very likely similarly narrow and confined. It is a factory, a foundry. It's very efficient and clustered. You guys are welcome to sally forth or run away. I don't care. But if you sally forth, I'd like a marching order, please. And stealth checks.
Deimos somewhere in the middle.
Line yourselves up
Well,
in
stick with
this
Deimos.
hallway. If yins don't care, line yourself up in this hallway. And I think I can actually grab you all and move you all at the same time.
Yeah. Maybe put the spellcasters in the middle and then maybe Drix, do you want to lead? I don't care.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think Buggo's up front, spellcasters, Archer in the back.
That works for me.
I'm good with that.
Okay. I'll move you, Echo. Echo's going to be
another 21 for myself.
That's a 31, technically.
Forgot about
Sorry,
stealth.
you asked for
I'm going to make all y'all a
Oh.
little smaller so that we... So we technically want Zephyr here. Does that look right to y'all? Does that look about what y'all were wanting?
It's a dirty
Yeah.
20 on my stealth, or a dirty 30.
Yeah, dirty 30.
30.
Dirty
I'll be
thirty.
there a
like
couple
Devin.
of years. Dirty 30, yes. I'll be there a couple of years.
Not-
I'm getting there.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
I'll say
Ah.
Devin is. I'll be 30 this year. I don't think Devin's the only
My
other.
body started dying when I turned 30.
That might be the only one here that's not 30 after you hit
Oh
30.
shit.
He's the baby.
I'm the baby. And the dad of the group. Never understand. Was always the baby and the dad.
You're an old
Oh,
man. You were raised by old people.
My Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu teacher, who's known me for all of 4 weeks, said, he's an old man in a young person's body the other day, and I felt attacked.
Oh yeah, very accurate.
I was
Felt
angry
attacked
about
in jujitsu class, yeah.
it. Yeah, I was angry. I was like, he's not known me long enough to figure that out. That's unfortunate. All right, well, I got to look at y'all's stealth scores. I got distracted by a funny story. I heard a bunch of good ones. All right, them is real good. I'm not going to lie to y'all. That's some good shit. It's too bad.
There's a beholder around the corner.
Yeah. It's too
Passive
bad
perception
the
35.
whole foundry is a mimic.
It's a giant ferret. The signs were there. We should have seen it.
Man, I feel like there's a fire ferret joke in here somewhere. God damn it.
Amazing fire ferrets. Oh, twice we've referenced that guy in this session. There's a callback.
He's one of my favorites.
Buddy.
I love it. So I'm looking for a specific thing. I am going to actually, y'all will have to move forward a little bit. So I will go ahead and to move things along. I'm going to creep y'all up to here so you can so y'all can see some more things while I'm looking for some shit. Ding! Sorry, y'all. My crackhead energy's going off the charts. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I'm looking for a particular stat so I can roll some particular shit.
Don't like that.
I didn't. My dumbass. I had encounters ready. I didn't have the fucking stat block I needed to just roll shit out. So I have an encounter like a dumbass.
So we all had almost 30.
Yeah, I'm gonna
The
roll
stealth
this.
scores
to
are
see,
pretty much
but-
our age range. And Lord, it's hopefully we're good with a 28. Like fuck.
Yeah, I hope so too. Why don't you let me roll? What's your problem?
Oh man, that's actually accurate. I'm old.
Okay, let's see here. I see a 31, a 31, a 34, a 30, and a 28.
The 28's my advantage, so the 34.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take.
Okay, so
Oh, bless.
regardless, y'all are good. You're correct. I had to roll just to make sure y'all feel pretty good that your globe is doing its job. Quality piece of equipment. Let's make sure that y'all can see the walls here. So this is a hallway right here, of course. They're all hallways. And this is a hallway. This is a door right. Yeah, there's a door right there, and there's a door right here. The best that y'all can tell. It does seem to be a fork. It may be hard to tell, but since you figured it out.
Well, what are we thinking? Left or right?
Well,
I always
Albert.
pick right.
Let's
Big
imagine
one?
you can hear Zephyr's fucking knee
Sage
clanking
one.
against his metal knee.
I guess yeah. Oh, I love that.
I kind of had a
Sorry,
mind
what
to clear like over here because I mean, based on the architecture, we'd assume that room might go to nowhere. But
It would be good to make sure we don't have anybody coming up behind us either. Is that a knob on the door?
Yeah.
Let's
I'm behind you.
let's take a peek.
Okay, I'm going to move all of you. Is that okay? Speak now, forever hold your peace if you don't.
I want somebody to peek in the room before we all go running into it.
I was going to move you all to the door.
Yeah, that's fine.
I hear no nose. Kind of threw my head. Bloop. Who's looking in the door? Or who's trying to open it? Guess I should say.
Not me.
I mean, whatever, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm
You're a
here to
brave
sacrifice myself to the door.
You're a brave bug, Randy. You touch the door. Lightning runs through your system. You become bug.
Oh, I should have done it.
Bug. I don't know what it's. I was looking for a joke.
Frittata?
Looks over, he's like, did anybody else see that light? It was
BBQ.
so bright.
Bug. Did you say bug BQ?
Yep.
That's
Mm.
we on fire tonight, though. We
Yeah. We all
Not,
off
not
our
my
rock.
best.
Randy,
Just
this
there.
door.
I mean, that was pretty good.
This door is not locked. It does have a handle. It does seem to be have been part of the foundry before. Whatever. Change the front door. Take a look in here, and is this my reveal? Reveal to me your secrets. Blop. So this at one time looks like it probably was a control room for the foundry, or maybe like a room where they checked on gauges and watched pressures and things of that nature.
Echo, you got any idea what this is?
It does seem to have been a room that was part of the foundry. At this point in time, it's obviously no longer used for that. The best you can tell, whoever they is, seems to have been using it for a storage room. It is pretty filled with crates and things of that nature.
Are the crates labeled?
No, sir.
I'm mighty curious. You want to pop one open? Or should we check this other door first?
Rogue's gonna rogue, man. I'll go in there. Rummage around some crates.
Okay, I will need.
I think the Rogue's kit, not Rogue's kit. One of the kits does have a crowbar in it, but I forget which one.
Thieves' kit.
Thieves'
Thieves'
kit,
tools. Thieves' tools probably has a crowbar. I think one of the other that you're Like the starter kit has one too. I think you're right. Anyway, Randy, I will need a stealth check if you're gonna try to pop a lid off a crate. That's a little bit of a not a loud endeavor per se, but you got to put some oomph.
All right, I rolled a 28 plus
38.
10.
You ought to see this like floating crowbar appear out of Randy's bag because you can't see Randy. He's carapist. Floating crowbar.
It looks like he's pulling out his katana, but it's the crowbar.
Very practiced at this. You and Drix both have some experience with crowbar and shit under stealth. He like gets y'all watch you. You think he's getting ready to like slam it in there or rip it open, and instead he's like taps it in there and pops it open real quietly. Randy, the first 2 or 3 crates that and I'm going to say you probably figure out pretty quick this is what's in here. You open 2 or 3 crates. They're all filled with solid gold bars.
Oh, ooh.
Bag of holding.
Yeah, I was like, who's got the bag of holding? Let's go.
Yeah, me.
4 crates full of solid gold bars.
Mhm.
It's all the unminted gold. Maybe we shouldn't take all of it. Let's take like. Is there a box on the bottom? Like I imagine they're stacked of some sort.
I'll
Why
tell you
don't
what.
we come back for the gold? Make sure we survive.
But so I'll tell you what. If y'all survive, I will tell y'all how much gold worth is in the whole shebang.
I gotcha.
If y'all only get that room, it may be less, but
I see.
I know how much gold coinage in gold bars there is in the whole place, so you'll get some amount of that because you've discovered one room that.
Let's Randy, check the other door as well. Let's try to sweep this place. Pick up our pace.
We're
This
running
door?
through now.
Oh,
Halfway.
ping, this door.
Yes, sir.
I think so.
Awesome. Same thing, or well, the door easy to get in, not locked. Okay. Randy, I need another stealth check.
It's always stealth checks for you people.
I'm so sorry.
35.
All right.
35.
Well,
Something sees at 35, we're screwed. Sorry, guys.
Devin, don't make that face. This is the beholder room, isn't it?
It's just
Jericho!
a room full of beholders. There's like 7 of them crammed in there so tight.
You find 4 crates full of beholders.
Strangely, the beholders are mimics.
A congress of beholders sounds terrifying. I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
Don't say
Hey.
that. Just do the thing. Don't make us suffer.
Sorry, I've got to decide. This is not how I wanted this to go. Randy, the room is so I know it's barrels and shit. Again, this is an example of I ripped a map off the internet. This is another room of crates. Even more crates than you found in the previous room. This particular room would be you don't get to find out. If y'all are wondering, these crates are filled with like the coins, the fake maybe not counterfeit, but the minted coins. This is after they've been processed. Not that you would get to get in there. As you're kind of leaning in to look at into the room, you guys hear a piercing screech, loud piercing screech. It fills the foundry. You guys can tell pretty quickly that it's echoing around, and that y'all ain't the only ones that hear it, or you assume you wouldn't be the only ones that hear it. Oh boy. Oh shit. Oh boy.
On a 35? God damn.
It rolled a nat 20 on its perception check.
For a total of technically no crits on skill checks rules is written.
But I crit for skill checks on you guys all the time.
Yeah.
Which is why I was going like this for a second. That's why I was pulling on my beard so hard there for a minute.
We cry every time.
Yeah, no, that sucks. Not really, y'all be okay. I think. 1 second.
Here's something fun I realized the other day. I don't think I ever used this properly, but apparently as a shadow-touched individual, Z could see through his own darkness spell.
Pardon?
Had no clue.
I'm not going to pretend to have known that, but that's cool. How I do this? I
want to fight it.
mean, I guess since they're aware of you now, because one of them screamed, guess we're gonna roll initiative.
What is them? Have we?
I don't know. Randy, you might be the only one. So, hold on a second.
He's the one kicking in the doors.
Is it in the room?
It is not in the room. I will say it comes from this direction. Can y'all see my pings even though it's in the black area?
No, sir.
Let me zoom out a little bit. Where you at?
It's in this direction.
What?
I'm still not seeing it. You might be on a different layer.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's in this direction.
Okay.
So wait, we didn't hear it coming? We didn't have the rod of
In
warning
this
or anything?
direction.
Give us notice that something was approaching?
Well,
No,
it didn't
it's-
attack us.
Yeah, it's not ambushing you.
Well, like, we can't be surprised.
Sure, but it
Right.
does not. As soon as
I guess
it was alerted to
yeah.
Randy when Randy opened the door, and then it screamed. At no point was it attempting to ambush you guys. Didn't know y'all were there until Randy opened the door. Randy's the only one that might see.
I'm sorry, but wait, we didn't hear this guy coming or anything? We had no chance to... I guess I don't know what it is either, but I'm picturing like somebody walking down the hallway. Okay.
No, it hasn't moved since y'all got here. Didn't know y'all was here until that 20 roll.
Well, we can hear it glaring. Can we see it? Can any of us see it?
Randy, you could probably see, and y'all are welcome to move your tokens for before we roll initiative. If you want to reorient yourselves, since Randy got to move. Randy, you probably would see a somewhat large, round, red eye, red glass-looking eye, perhaps glaring at you out of the darkness, right here. We will go ahead and hold on. Let me click right encounter. We will go ahead and roll initiative.
Would it
Yeah,
just
good
would it just see me?
Looks like it might see you and Drix.
Okay.
But it's
I want
everybody
to
in the
try.
town here knows something's here now. But-
Dang! I was like, I want to try something really quick. I was curious if I pulled one of those transponders out and like had it on my person because I did technically to open the door.
We did.
If I could
That's
try
right,
to
we had it out.
pretend I was supposed to be here, like because I'm pinging out the signal that they would have expected. Would it think I was an intruder?
If you guys will remember, I had said last session before that the transponder was not used to identify each other.
You're right.
No, yeah, but it pinged the door, so I feel like that's a reasonable question. Like,
Well,
if it-
that's what it. You gather at this point. That's what it was for. Just get in the door. Does not communicate to these things. You are one of them.
No, that's fair. I remember you saying that specifically too, because I asked about it. I wasn't sure if it was how they found each other or if it was something else, and that's when we got the clue that it might be used to gain entry to areas.
friendly reminder to roll initiative, everybody.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So yeah, I need Zephyr and Randy.
I was scheming. Rolled a 24.
Sorry, I'm drawing Zephyr's dick lines right now.
I'm like,
Oh my!
No,
It
it's
better be
just a
veiny.
fun-
Okay. How did I get this word? How did I get one of these here? Oriens can have it. So, as we've already discussed, none of you are surprised. Let me make y'all wait in anticipation for just a minute or two more. Whoever put the bless you, Drix, for the I love stealing, I love taking things. The drama memes are always appreciated here. Why would you do that? Monsters. So this is not the art on the token, but this is the art that I'm going to show you guys, as I like it better. I think it looks better. Let me reveal this motherfucker for you guys. Randy, you see Randy and maybe Drix. You can see the one that screeched sitting in the corner. Oh my! It's not on the right layer. Kill me.
Come
Bloop.
on down.
There he
Yeah.
is.
Ugh.
Here's his art.
Ugh.
Witness. As you see this hunched, short, they are. I don't really remember if they're small creatures or not, but this hunched, short. Those are supposed to be spikes, not daggers, sticking out of its back. almost homunculus, like Magic the Gathering homunculus, Warforged-like construct. I was gonna say come skittering at you out of the dark, but it's your turn and not its. So
Gross.
Is that a dead end it's up against there?
I imagine like the roly thing
Yeah.
from Star Wars.
Oh,
He
Oh, like
just
the little
rolls in
BB-8?
and
Oh,
pops
yeah,
up.
the
Well,
droidecas.
not BB-8, but the evil
Droidecas.
droids.
the one that makes shields and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a dead end.
Cool. Let me look at something really quick.
Okay.
All right.
Heard.
All right. Start measuring. Ooh, I got just enough movement, I think. Yeah, I can get right there at exactly 30 feet. I'm gonna be ballsy and clear what I assume is a hallway down there as I run across this, hoping I can get a little glimpse down there to catch other things that are coming.
Oh, I guess you couldn't see it there anyway. Bloop. Seems to be a room. Man, how far can you see? Anyway, let me try. What's your passive perception there, Randy?
Oh, it's not good. It's like a 10.
Not good. It's like a 10, huh? Yeah. You don't see anything down the hallway.
Cool. I'm gonna swing at this thing. I'm gonna use Amon. I'm gonna use Boom and Blade because that's what I do. Oh no!
What'd you roll? I've got the roll window hidden.
It's an 11.
Interesting. 11 does not hit. I'm sorry.
All
Back at
right.
the end.
I'm a bonus action and I'm a swing, baby.
Swing from the. God damn it. All right, do it.
Yeah.
So 17 hit.
17 does hit.
Okay, cool. Oh, not great rolls, but I get sneak attack, I assume, because I'm by myself. That's 12 damage.
12 damage hurt. Okay. Not 125, 12. You do anything else?
125 damage. No, I think it's it.
Okay. Oh boy. Where's he at? Which end is it? How far can you move, mother trucker? Okay. Trix, you're up. Zephyr, you're on deck. Sort of.
Wait, did it do anything? Oh, it's something else. I'm sorry.
Who knows?
All right. Second. I'm going to use my action to use my symbiotic entity to give me
my.
plus 16 temp HP. And then action surge. Use my Misty Step Gaska action.
Oh my. Trix is like, bloop!
Love that shit.
Ooh.
24 to hit.
Did you have to use your action for... You just did two things. Did they both take a bonus action, or did one take an action and a bonus action?
No, I use my
Mis-
action surge.
Misty Step's a bonus.
It's right
action.
out the gate.
Heard.
You might also. So wait, you Misty Stepped and what else? Hit it with your gift gun?
Did you Misty Step Halo to Spores? Or did you Misty Step and then smack it?
I think I Misty Stepped, then I smacked.
Heard.
Somebody
24
out
does hit for
entity.
sure. Oh, Symbiote. What does Symbiote Entity cost? I guess with an action surge, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Just two actions.
Two actions, heard. I see. So Symbiotic Entity is your first action, and then you...
Well,
Sorry, I burped.
17.
Let's see it.
Another swing?
12. Well, I don't think he can. Because he had to, Symbiotic Entity is his action.
Forget it's
Bonus
a
or-
bonus action. That's the other swing. It's not a second attack. I gotcha.
Yeah, it's my bonus action.
That's still a solid 17 damage. Is that what this is?
Yes.
Is that my calculating is calculating?
Plus that
Okay.
no problem.
The buggos descend upon this thing that just screeched. Y'all have very professional and spy-like reactions to any of these situations. The thing screams and the buggos are like, pop, pop. All right, I like it. I like it. Okay. Let's see if this works. Oh, huh. Okay, so let me think about this. Can it reach? Oh, wait, no. I need a cue, please. I need you to make a dot. Bloop. Pay no attention to the ruler on the page. Okay. So here's the deal. Normally it would be trying to hide. But it's like literally running down the hallway at you, Demos, so it can't. I can't see a situation where it comes running down a hallway you're looking down and you don't see it. I guess you could be looking down the other hallway. Demos, what's your passive perception check?
Not much. 9.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
So I can see it, but Zephyr and Echo can't?
Well, let me see. I forgot there's a whole other hallway you could be looking down. You said 9?
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, you don't see it till it's too late. I'm gonna go ahead and reveal it. That doesn't actually change the reason it decided to do this. But Demos, you realize a little too late that one came from this corner here and scurried around the corner and at you.
This corner up here?
Yes, sir. It came from this. Oh, yeah, it came from this upwards direction and down this way, and is scurrying at you, like sort of like a giant metal golem with claws and a big scary red eye. Let me double check some stuff. It doesn't have advantage. Oh no, it does have. Oh, hold on a second. No, I just can't see it sneaking up to you. You're literally looking this way while they're fighting them, or I'm assuming.
Yeah,
so it doesn't.
if the action's down there, I mean, if an alarm's blaring, I'm probably looking at the siren.
Yeah, I just can't see it like sneaking up to you. So it's not going to get its sneak attack damage if it hits you. But it does have an ability called Assassinate.
Oh boy.
Oh no. So it has advantage on attack rolls because you haven't taken a turn yet. If it hits you, it's a crit. It also gets its sneak attack because it has advantage. Oh boy, he coming. As they say.
Wait, bitch.
Here's the first one. I'll tell you what that is in a second. I had to roll its heckin' advantage. An 18 for both of them, actually.
That's a shield.
Okay. It will make its second arm blade attack. These are technically its little claw fingers y'all saw in the picture. That's what it's a doing here. Oh. The next two sets were 10 and an 8.
Perfect.
Oh man. Alright, it's gonna use its bonus action to disengage from you. And it's gonna do its thing.
Fucking robot.
Oh no. It took all his movement to get there. It's gonna use this bonus action to dash instead. You get to try to smack it when it leaves.
I think I can only do. I don't think I have a thing that gives me reaction spell attacks. I don't have War Made. So I guess I've got to pop it with my claws. Not that that's much, but
Direction doesn't want to go. Go ahead and roll that for me, please.
I do have a quarter staff. It's the same roll though. 10. Oh, I used my reaction anyway. I'm sorry. I could have done that.
Oh, okay, fair. But it.
I think Drix has Sentinel. He should be able to hit that as a reaction as it enters his range.
Heard.
Oh,
Roll one.
Drix roll that attack. I'm trying to decide. Do enemies know if you have a reaction or not? They might have dashed instead. He had to dash. So he didn't need to disengage. Okay, whatever. He had the dash to move. 18 hits. Zephyr, you're up. Demos are on deck. 9
damage.
slash 9 bludgeoning, technically. Heard.
9, 14.
Oh, yeah.
14. Heard.
Love some spores.
Strike that
We got
5.
that plus 6.
We do love them spores. Zephyr, you're up. Demos are on deck.
All right. I'm gonna chase after it because I'm
Coming
not
around the
afraid.
corner and it Freddy Cougars. You know, I'm just kidding.
I think the increased height from Zephyr's boots increases his walking speed by 5 feet. I'm fairly certain that.
Oh my god.
Longer legs.
And I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast it this round.
Oh my.
A 19 and a 13.
19 hits. All right.
10 damage.
Solid.
And hold on, I'm trying to think what I want to do. I guess that's no. He's hold on. Let me get the ruler back out. Yeah, I'm gonna give him an Eldritch Shove too.
Oh
That's in my
my.
bonus action. That's a 14.
14 hits.
Hehe, yeah.
Which way you want to shove him?
Which way was he running? Did he look like he was running further down the hallway away from Drix and Randy?
Demos wouldn't be able to tell technically. He ran
Just
corner
for the
out your
sake of,
sight.
just for the sake of Zephyr knowing direction, which way did it seem interested in?
Seemed like
direction
it
that-
was. Seemed like it was slowing down where it is now.
I can't. It has to be shoved away from me, right?
I think I technically worded it as any direction.
Oh yeah, it does say any direction. We're gonna pull it closer to me.
Okay.
It
Your
ain't running
funeral.
today.
Can we see down that hallway to the north of Zephyr, by the way, or is that a dead end? I see something there. But...
Looks like Zephyr could crane his head to see. It is, for the purposes of this map, it is a dead end. I'm trying to
Okay,
reveal
good.
it.
Deimos.
I'm going to move this guy closer to Zephyr by 5
Yeah.
feet.
Come back.
Deimos is going to move
Boop.
himself. Ooh, perfect. Oh, it is a dead end, but it goes up further. I see. Okay. Deimos is going to run around the corner here. Get over there. He's going to go right about here. He's going to lightning lure. Fucker. So I need it to make a strength save. 16.
Strength save. Strength. Moon. Let's see here. 18.
Made an 18. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's only going to take. Oh wait, this is a cantrip. It might not take anything. Let me see. Take 2d8 if it's within 5 feet of me.
Ruler?
Do not think I positioned myself that close. Yeah, I purposefully got far away from it to pull it.
Mhm.
So in that case, for a bonus action, wait, how much do I need for it right now? Guess I'll hold.
Oh. Alright. Echo?
Hold the line.
You need a sit rep of the battlefield, Echo?
No, I can see it on roll 20. Can I get someone to move me 30 feet to the east there,
I got
close
Tommy.
to Zephyr? And then I will bonus action
Yep.
summon my Echo to behind this guy right next to Randy and Drix.
Okay.
Ooh,
There we go, perfect. And I will fire off 2 arrows to the guy in front of me. Let's see. Does a 22 hit?
Yes, sir.
For damage. I mean, sorry, 9 damage.
I'm gonna get this pulled.
Oh man, I forgot to do my thing. Okay, so for my second hit, I'm gonna do the sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Where I, what is it? Subtract 5.
Yes, sir.
Does a
21?
21
Yes, sir.
hit.
Yes,
for
sir.
10 plus damage to this, 17 damage.
Move.
And that little magic echo is going to melee him with a 26 for 7 damage. And that's the end of my turn.
Echo does his thing. He rolls up, shoots it twice, manifests his echo behind it, and like cuts through the back of it as it's falling from the arrows. And that one is taken care of.
Yeah.
Where's my little? I gotta move him so I can find the X.
Get a combo with yourself.
Blop. Matt Mercer classes, man. Terrifying. That was Echo. Now it is Mr. Oh.
I yell out to Randy, that's one.
Let's see. Okay. That sucks to be him. Oh. I realized they had range attacks. This one's going to use his bonus action to disengage.
Rude.
It's going to move. Oh, hold on.
Can it move through a hostile creature space?
It can. It just can't stop there.
Through a hostile creature space?
Yes, sir. Oh, well. Actually, let's double check that.
I can look it up while you're.
That's a good point. A hostile creature might make that different. Counts as difficult terrain.
You can move through a non-hostile creature space. In contrast, you can move through a hostile creature space only if that creature is at least 2 sizes larger or smaller than you. Creature
They're
space is also
hostile.
treated as difficult terrain.
Whether hostile or not. So not only does it have to be bigger or smaller than you, it is still difficult terrain. Huh.
2 sizes bigger. So even if this thing is small, it's not all an oof.
That sounds kind of, I mean, I don't know. Weird.
I mean, well, it rewards good positioning, which is really...
Yeah, you guys are sort
Wise,
of blocking
in my
it in that corner.
opinion.
And yeah.
So it sounds like, Randy, you're the first one to approach it. It's going to try to smack you with its little dagger hands, its Freddy Krueger hands. It doesn't have the jump on you, which will make this easier. 23.
23
and
does
11.
hit, yeah. 11 does not.
8 slashing damage as it lashes out at you. Still screeching! It's almost like a fucking tsunami alarm going off. You're right in front of it, so it's loud. Its little eye and spiky back looks real freaky. You don't like it. It looks like Tetanus 101. Randy, you're up.
Cool. You know what I'm going to do.
Oh god, I need an alternate art of this where instead of daggers sticking out of it, it's hypodermic needles.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Terrifying.
That's
Wait, they're
terrible.
supposed to be
A
needles?
12.
Like,
Supposed to be spikes.
okay, yeah.
I rolled a 12.
Does not hit.
All right.
Randy's afraid of sepsis.
Let's try again.
Ooh, it's
18.
common sense. That's not a
18
phobia.
hits.
If I get sneak attack, which I think I do in this scenario too, it's 17 damage.
Heard. Solid. Anything else, Randy?
I think that's all I'll do for now.
Mm-hmm.
Pick one of those fuckers is dead.
One is dead. You're correct. Gotta roll some stuff here. Oh.
Don't say oh.
Echo, what's your passive perception?
Oh. It is 12. Don't
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
Can Deimos perhaps see it if it's down this tunnel as well?
Oh no.
Or is it on the back?
Man. This is going to make this encounter a lot less intense than I wanted it to be. But I thought Echo's Echo was Echo. So this thing thinks that Echo's Echo is Echo. And it's going to burn its surprise and its advantage and its sneak attack and all that fun stuff on Echo's Echo.
Well,
That
it makes you feel better.
such,
We
like,
can't be
great
surprised, and he's already
combat
moved. So it doesn't have
awareness.
PSS.
By Echo. Like strategic.
23. So it does a metric fuck ton of damage because of all like it was hidden. It would have advantage. It wouldn't have assassinate, I guess, but it would add extra 14 to the damage. So it would be like 18 damage to your Echo because it thinks it's you.
It's just one hit though, right?
Yes, sir.
I was
Oh,
just
but
gonna say if he
but it
multi-attacked, he could
use-
probably still use his second attack.
yeah,
but
but
the
that's
first
what I
one's
was
gonna
just
kill him.
about to. That's what I was just about to say. Is he does have another attack. So he is going to probably go smack Drix as soon as I can remember how to move shit again. I mean, move
Good news is-
him.
Good news is he's already popped his sneak attack and stuff, though, so he's not going to hit y'all with
Bring
it.
it.
It is once per turn, isn't it? Why don't you let me grab him? Why don't you let me select him? He's right there.
There.
Yeah, I don't know where I sent him to because it was apparently the wrong layer. Bloop, I fixed it. Wah! Here it comes. Drix. Let me make sure he doesn't get anything extra. Yeah, once per turn. Yeah, okay. 22.
Ooh, yeah. 22
Or
hits.
6 slashing damage as another one of these, I call them watchers. Comes skittering up out of the darkness, eviscerates what it thought was Echo, and moves along to you, but doesn't have quite the oomph it would have, since you're aware of it coming. Heh. Sorry, I'm a child. Drix, is your turn.
One second. Anyway. Since he's still just right there. 18?
Yes, sir.
Ah. 7.
Which one you beating up?
One in front of me.
7 plus 4 is 11.
11 plus my bonus attack.
Well,
16.
you can use your bonus attack on the one behind you as you
Yeah.
you literally, almost like smashing a computer, beat this thing to death into little rusty pieces and stop it screaming. 16 does hit the other one. Does hit the one behind you.
Wait, ignore that one. Eight.
That's a D10. We need to roll from this
First
attack
ball.
here. That's balls. I'm gonna say it's a 2 plus 4 is 6. So keep in mind that butt attack, or that bonus
it's
attack is a D4. So you can click that little pink, or for me it's pink, Polearm Master bonus attack. You can click that there and it will roll that D4. Yeah, we're gonna use that one instead. That's A damage.
4. 2 plus 5.
Flat.
No, it does. Doesn't.
Solid. Alright, so Drix literally takes his myth or his enchanted Githka, smacks this thing so hard over top of the head that it just breaks. You watch its spine and shoulders cave in and collapse, and he uses the butt of his Githka to catch the other one up underneath the chin. This one is dead. Zephyr, you're up. Deimos, you're on deck.
Boy. That means there's just this
The-
one left. So we're gonna
But
shoot
you're
past
aware of.
this corpse. We're gonna throw some Eldritch Blasts down.
Zephyr walks over it with his boots.
With my stompy boots, step on the dead one. An
Mhm,
18 and a
mhm.
23.
Both of those hit.
6 and 13.
Okay.
Is it still standing?
It is still sending.
Shove for good measure. Oh, that's 11. I
11's
kind of
not
slip
hit.
off this corpse
Hmm.
that I'm trying to stand on and look badass.
On the side of your foot, like you poke a hole in the side of your boot, like where one of the spikes pokes you in the side of the foot. Zephyr spends the next round fussing over the new hole in his boot. Demos, you're up. Echo, you're on deck.
How's this thing looking?
Not great.
Okay, I'm gonna pop a pull out the wand, pop a magic missile. We're gonna go with a 3rd level, so it uses 3 charges and deals 5 darts. Oh, that's right. I have to do them each individually. So there's 1 there, plus that, plus 4. So that's 3, 14, 18 points of damage to that fucker.
Do-do-do-do-do. Hanging on by a thread.
Someone kill this motherfucker.
We're
Another
trying.
charge now.
What's that
action?
bonus action, Demos?
I don't think. No, Deimos doesn't really have anything it
Oh,
can
even
do.
Randy doesn't have some sort of magical reaction where he has someone who's almost dead and then gets the kill shot.
No, that's the Davos special.
Tonight, that sounds like your
Speaking
job,
of,
buddy.
Echo, it's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Is it in action just to like take a good look around and make sure there's nothing else hiding?
If you would like to make a perception check, it would take your action.
Screw that, I gotta get this kill. Alright, I will bonus action, echo in the same place, then move
Okay.
over so I get a good look, an arrow shot, and no sharpshooter, just regular shot with the longbow. I'm assuming a 27 hits
Yes, sir.
for 7 damage. Is he still there?
Let me see. Now, you catch it, you like shatter the glass homunculus eye that makes up most of its face, and it just
Hell
collapses.
yeah.
Eerily silent compared to the screeching that you guys had just been subjected to. As this dark and abandoned foundry returns to its mostly silent state.
Like any of that.
Yeah. I'm gonna
we
move
should,
That
these.
means
I'm gonna move these corpses out of the way.
we
there's
should
no more enemies.
Not that you're aware of.
let's check these 2 doors here and try to be quick. With even if things aren't mobilizing now, they know we're here.
Oh, those are doors. I didn't realize. Yeah, pop those things open.
If I'm on reveal. So again, you guys, this whole like front section that you guys have been investigating. It seems like they have taken what were previously ignore the weird lightning-y. Like I said, ripped them off the internet. These are again filled with crates. You guys at this point have found. I don't know. You've got a pretty good chunk of change. You gather pretty. I'm gonna. You don't need a roll. You gather pretty quickly. This is where they kept a lot of the already minted gold that they used to inflate or crash economies, or just simply to bribe people. This is where they kept most of it. Easier to move when it's in the front of the installation, so that they can move it out. You might make double check some time. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is all mostly crates of and probably now at this point you'd be finding counterfeit silver, counterfeit copper. Not that you can tell it's counterfeited, really. Most of the stuff you guys are finding is minted the same way that of the money you guys have. For all intents and purposes, it looks like it could be used and sold to shopkeepers and stuff, and no one would be the wiser. You have to assume it's minted because you know they do this kind of thing.
Let's head further down. Drix, you've got the sharpest eyes. Keep an eye out. Let's get back in formation. Try to check around this hallway.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't like that there's still a corner back there we didn't go down, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
This hallway heads the same direction, and there could be a lot more stuff over there. Because that heads deeper into the
going this way.
too.
Yeah.
I'm down with doubling around that way if you'd prefer to check there first.
No.
As a
Just go.
reminder, I can essentially make my echo a familiar up to 1,000 feet away,
Oh,
and we
familiar.
can explore using that.
Yeah, let's maybe have your echo take a peek around that corner over here, and Randy check around up here. if the Echo gets caught, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe it could even buy us some time.
We'll I guess move together the main group because we still have Pass Without Trace. Although clearly a 35 doesn't save you, so who knows?
Like I said, that one rolled nat 20. Those particular things get advantage because of their watcher high. Let me see here. I'm gonna move y'all down here. Sound about right? I'm assuming y'all want to see what's behind this little black part right here.
We're peeking carefully.
Just a door. Just a hallway.
What's the hallway? Or what's the Echo see?
More hallways. Y'all didn't know foundries
What's
are
your FIC?
foundries are lots of hallways. If y'all didn't know.
Oh well, you might be onto something there.
So this does dead end over here onto the left, going to the farthest east. There is another pathway here.
Take another. Keep going down.
Yeah, I'm switching to my reveal tool. Similar kind of situation. Another hallway and a curve.
Okay.
Trying to map this out in his head. Damos says that door and this door might go the same way.
I hope so. You want to try it, or you want to go south a little bit? It might be good to link up, so we can hope they come out to the same place.
It would be good to know if. I would like to know the rooms that we pass are clear. So let's check this one first.
Cool.
Sneaky peeky.
Talking about the room further or closest to your left. That room. Reveal area. Randy, again. This seems to have been a door that was part of the foundry. It's not locked. It's not hard to get into. I have to sneeze. I apologize.
Oh no.
Sorry. I felt it coming. Had to warn you guys. Let me get this. Is that revealing?
Yeah.
I do not see a door out.
Indeed. So this room is actually kind of gross. You gather this was, for lack of a better terms, it was kind of where those things were staying. I would say it is hard to see. It's not well lit in here. Some of I like to imagine those red things are almost like emergency lights. If you've ever been in a big factory or a foundry, or even, I guess, like a movie theater, when the lights go out, there's like these little lights on the floor so you can make your way out if the power went out. I like to imagine it's kind of like that, super dimly lit. But the hallway and this room are kind of dirty. You could see, it looks like they have dragged previous kills back into this room, and not necessarily eating them. They don't seem to need to eat. It's a little bit puzzling, the Karen and stuff that is inhabiting this room.
Ugh.
Echo, can Echo open doors? Can your Echo open doors?
He had to bounce. It looks
He's
like.
done. I assume it can because it can fire weapons and hit stuff. So I assume it's physical. It's not incorporeal.
It is ethereal.
Is it? Okay. Can it walk
My
through the
God.
door? Ethereal
Wow.
blade.
Up the gross factor a little bit. Lean over like, Drix, you hungry? Looks like there's some snacks in there. Go get them, boy.
Always.
Let me check something real fast. Technically, Echo's Echo could not exist right now.
It's weird because he said it could go up to 120 feet as a familiar, but I don't know, like...
If the Echo is ever more than 30 feet of you from the end of your turn, it is destroyed.
It would have dissipated when it rounded this corner over here.
Yeah, it doesn't say specifically if it can interact with doors and stuff.
Well, if it's dissolved anyway, it's a moot point.
I'm going to put it just kind of over here because I'm sure he's going to summon it again. If he makes it back, we're not all about to die.
Okay. Do we go down or do we try to loop back?
I feel like feel like that's just gonna keep wandering.
I feel kind of partial going down, but
I agree. Let's do. I think Echo, because it's a free thing, will use his bonus action to remanifest the Echo beside him. Or no, maybe even. Oh no, because it needs to get the thing. I think he'll pop it prematurely just so it's up and ready. Because I don't think it has like a
And then
time
you
limit
can't.
or-
Then you can't position it. The start of an altercation.
Okay, that's a fair point. In that case, let's just mosey on down, stealthily peeking out around the corners as we go.
I wonder why I didn't grab the other two.
Because I don't have permission to edit them. It's the same reason I can't see their hit points.
I fixed that
You
like
fix it every
months
week, but
ago. I was about to say. I fix that all the time. Why isn't it fixed?
Because you've gotta edit their sheet and save that token to that sheet. Otherwise, when they drag it next time, it'll be the old version of token.
It's fucking stupid. I know it's not your fault. I ain't cussing at you. Let's see here.
I mean, it is my fault. I designed 5e just to fuck with Devin.
Roll 20.
No, the whole thing. I just whole system. It's me. I am the
You're-
wizard of the Cogs.
Let's see. You're the reason it's all broken.
You got a
Indeed.
DJ table set up.
So of course this foundry doesn't work anymore. All of these kind of consoles that you guys see no longer function. There's no lights. Most of this would be like steampunk / magical anyway. It wouldn't be technological. Again, this seems to be a room that those watchers were inhabiting. You gather this whole little hallway here was kind of their domain. It was where they were allowed to roam as long as they were keeping an eye on things. Not a terrible amount here, but make sure none of these items would be here. Check some stuff. Check some real fast.
Dead ends.
Sort of. Sort
seems
of.
like it. Can I climb on top of that gear? Where am I going?
Nah, I'll give it just a second. Make sure there ain't nothing that would be in this room. I don't think so. Okay, so here's the deal. The south end of the map, obviously that's the end of this pre-made map, but there are some rooms to the south. I will go ahead here. Before I describe these rooms, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys where it would come back out at on this map. Y'all with me? Does that make sense?
Mm.
It would come back out here.
Popping in the shadows. I don't think we can see. Right?
I
Yes.
just revealed. Now I'm popping.
Yeah, it's like off to the left a good ways.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm. It would come back out here. As you guys go off map and to the back section of the foundry, you would find much larger rooms. You guys realize why they have converted these front rooms into makeshift storage rooms. You find much larger rooms that at one time probably would have been used as actual storage rooms. You find a room or two full of more of these crates of counterfeit, quote unquote, gold. And you also find at least 2 very large rooms filled with these tall stand-up tanks filled to the brim with liquid. And you can see these shapes, bubbles,
Brains?
shifting around. I didn't say brains. Shifting around inside these tubes. You want to
Can I
go in
pop-
and look, Demos?
Can I pop a
What?
cuckoo and have him fly in there and take a peek?
You could. You could use a spell slot to do that. I know you can ritual cast it, which is why I'm asking.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think it's a second level spell. That does make me hesitate just a little bit. Oh, it's a first level spell. Yeah, I'll pop it.
Okay. You do manifest Cuckoo instantly instead of casting his ritual, send him in there. Because he can kind of fly around the whole thing. Demos, you do through Cuckoo's eyes. realize pretty quickly these are tanks full of brains, full of the intellect devourers you guys have seen previously. And just to kind of give you guys now that you know what they are, to give you a little better of a descriptor, I mean, there's probably between both rooms 40, 50, maybe even 60 tanks worth of these things.
Oh God.
Wow.
And it's pretty easy to tell, these tanks were not there. This was a storage room for crates, for maybe the things the Foundry was creating. And all that has been cleared out in these, from Demos' perspective, crazy-looking vats or tanks have been constructed in this place. You guys have discovered the Intellect Devourer colony.
Fun.
So you said 80-ish tanks.
60-ish tanks between
60-ish
both rooms.
tanks. Roughly how many brains per tank?
Man, it's almost like doing the little thing where you look at the jar of
Jelly
beans. Yeah,
Oh,
and trying to count them. Yeah, I mean,
Jelly brains?
could be anywhere between 40 to 100, depending on how packed that particular tank is.
Demos wants to resolve this.
We need to kill them.
Yeah, but should we do it now? They're psionic. If we kill them now, they might alert whatever is controlling them. Maybe we kill them on the way out? Because, I mean, I can cast spells through Cuckoo. I could try to electrocute the liquid they're in. But,
Well, I mean, surely there's got to be another way to kill them.
We know they can live outside the liquid, right? Because I got 2 sticks of dynamite.
no, yeah, I thought about just blowing the tanks, but do they look fully formed, or do they look premature?
I would say at a glance, it depends. In each tank, there are some that are much smaller, they don't look fully developed, and there are some that look like they might be fully developed. And it varies per devourer for each tank. You gather that by no means are all of them fully developed, which is probably why they're all still in their tank.
I say you say that if we continue through this room, there's a hallway at the other end that leads us to the left side of the map.
Yeah, y'all are kind of in another wing. There are a couple of rooms back here off the map, but the ones I didn't spend much time describing just have more gold in them.
You know what we could do instead of blowing the tanks is try to check the rooms for any kind of like support pillars or anything like that and see if we could just blow the rooms.
Not a bad idea. I say
not right now, but maybe like on the way out.
I say let's carry forward. Definitely need to come back to this though. Are the tanks clear? Can the brain see through them?
Yeah, that's how y'all can see them.
I don't know if like Cuckoo is flying to the top or whatever.
Yeah, they're clear. They're like glass
I would feel
bats.
better about. I would feel better about going back the way we started to go, the other path where we forked off, because I feel like if we walk through here, they might be able to. I don't know if they can detect us, if they can notify their masters or whatever, but I guess we do have Pass Without a Trace. But that many things, I mean, they could roll a nat 20 pretty.
Roll 60 dice, Devin.
Yeah.
See if the intellect devourers notice you guys.
Are they like the ones in Baldur's Gate where they're not hostile? Like they just kind of scamper around like.
That is actually how they look in 5e. So they do. I think they do have legs like that.
No, yeah, but like they're like non-hostile for like a bunch of Baldur's Gate. Like just because you have a parasite in you.
These do not. They don't move. They don't react to Cuckoo's presence.
Okay,
he is a magical creature. You don't see them moving around in the tanks a whole lot. Do with that with what you will.
Okay. What do we think? Dash through here or head back the way we came? 5 seconds to the clock.
We came so far. I just kind of want to blast through here. I mean, if they're not reacting to anything, let's just try to scamper through the room.
And yeah.
We going skiddly on daddle.
There.
Yeah. Get me out of this bug room.
I'll say now I gotta grab all yins. I got turn yins and twist yins so that your marching order stays the same.
I got you, bitch. Quit grumbling.
I was born to grumble.
That's accurate.
You don't scare me. I was born scared. Well, interesting. I'm gonna reveal this hallway. And then I'm gonna blue ball y'all. Bloop. 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 Bucket. Bloop.
Oh yeah, nice.
Interesting. Well, it is midnight, so I'm gonna have to let y'all live with the night terrors of the Intellect Devourer colony for another week.
on. What do you got to do tomorrow? Not a damn thing.
Survive another day, begrudgingly.
I mean, we didn't start till 9:30 to be there.
We started at like 9:20. We started on good-ish time.
12:20 it is. Thank you, Devin.
I'm also crashing.
One
I
more
want
hallway.
this. I want this specific. The rest of this. I don't call it dungeon. It's very short. The rest of this instance to be fun and scary and great. And if we continue to play tonight, it won't be the experience it could be.
I hear you, big dog.